This is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And today is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. Now, I know it's been a while since we've made a video, but hey, we got a little busy. Anyways, before we start the episode, I just want to say that me and this other person who cooks on YouTube called ChefZephlar is actually, we're teaming up, and whenever we make videos that are basically the same recipe, we're going to combine them together. It's going to hopefully give us both some more exposure. Isn't that nice? I guess it is. Anyways, so, and his description, or his link will be in the video description below. Anyways, today we are making what?
We're making a pasta dish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fast pasta dish. We call it
sausage
and
and
peas.
Okay, so we're going to show you the ingredients, but the first thing you want to do is make sure you're boiling your water for your pasta. So, Ma, what are the ingredients?
We have sausage.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be using sausage patties, but you could actually use link sausage. And I usually then squeeze it out of the casing, or if you like it in the casing, you can do it in there.
Yeah.
We're doing, we like farfalle pasta with this dish, but you can actually use any pasta. A bigger pasta would be better.
Yeah.
Olive oil. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
A large or to medium-sized onion.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be using a 15-ounce can of peas,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also use frozen peas. We're just making this quick tonight, so we're using the canned peas.
Usually we would use frozen peas, but we you know, we're kind of behind the eight ball, or we're behind schedule, so
yeah. And then the last thing that you're going to put in it is a 28-ounce can. I happen to be using crushed tomatoes. You could use puree. I like it with actual whole tomatoes, and I just cut them up in chunks. My youngest daughter, doesn't like it, so I'm switching up the recipe tonight for her.
But yeah, it's just basically sausage and peas, and then you put it on top of farfalle, which is Bowtie macaroni. And you can use whatever other one you really want, but that's what we're going to use. So let's get started.
So it's a kind of one-dish meal, and we're going to get started. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of olive oil into my pan. The sausage has some oil that will render out of it, so you don't have to put an awful lot in here. So I'm going to turn that on to start to get warm.
Yeah. As we take out our sausage, now again, my mom mentioned we're using sausage patties, and don't worry about that noise. It's just the thing, because we have the fan on. Anyways, we're gonna be using sausage patties, which is just basically sausage, and you know, it's just in patty form. Now you could use, we're using hot sausage. You can use sweet. You can use. There's specialty sausages out there, like one that you can get Parmesan and whatever the other one is, and there's a couple of them.
You could even use a chicken sausage if you choose.
Yeah, chicken sausage is pretty good. So anyways, my mom is basically going to take about a pound usually, and you're just going to want
I'm just kind of crumbling up in my fingers because I don't want big pieces.
Yeah.
As I mentioned,
makes it easier to cook as well.
Correct. You could also take the sausage out of the casing, or just cut the sausage up in small pieces and leave the casing on.
Now, this recipe we've actually learned from the Food Network lady, Jada De Laurentiis, but we kind of jazzed it up in our own way. So this isn't like a 100% original recipe, but it's a variation of her recipe that we usually eat quite a bit whenever, like, it's a quick meal. It literally, all you really have to do is cook the sausage and the onion, and it's just very easy. Can't talk today. Anyway, so my mom's just crumbling up the sausage, and do not, I repeat, do not use bacon sausage when doing this.
Yeah, breakfast sausage.
Breakfast. Jeez, I can't speak for this episode. But yeah, breakfast sausage is not the way to go for this.
We happen to be using hot.
Yeah, you can use whatever your preference is on sausage. Turkey sausage, chicken sausage, again, specialty sausage. It doesn't really matter. But my mom's basically she would be using what, like maybe this is about a pound or so? pound of sausage. And again, you want
So this will feed a family of 6 or so.
This is about 6 or 7.
If you're having a bigger,
8 servings maybe.
You may want to double the recipe if you're having company.
Yeah. This is really easy because now, as the sausage cooks, and because you crumbled it up, it should make it much easier to cook. So it'll actually cook quick.
And the trick to this is to get your sausage nice and brown and crispy, because that gives you the flavor. So that's the longest part of the whole meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we gonna just let this brown?
Yeah, we're gonna let it brown. We'll come back and we'll show you.
Okay, we're back, and the sausage is browning. But my mom is cutting up a half of the onions she planned on using. You want to try to cut them up as evenly as you possibly can, so that it all cooks consistently, or evenly, or whatever. So yeah, my mom kind of like quartered it. She cut it in half, then she quartered it, and then she basically, she basically is just like thinning it out. I don't know what the hell.
That's right. Gee, Pete, you really
Yeah, I
can't
am
talk
not.
today.
I really cannot talk today. Jeez. Anyways, I know this is probably pointless, but between this episode and the last episode, we actually got ourselves a new microwave. As you can see, this, if you watched last episode, in this episode, we actually got ourselves a new microwave. It crapped the bed like maybe a month ago now, a month and a half ago, and it just crapped the bed. And now we got ourselves a new microwave. So yeah, you want to just chop the onions up so you can use them for, because we're going to put the onions in with the sausage to caramelize and get nice and tasty. And you really don't have to add too much like seasoning to the sausage, because the yeah, look at the brownness on that, huh? You really don't have to add too much seasoning to the sausage, just due to the fact that it's already pretty seasoned with all the goodness, all the pepper, and all the
different spices that go into sausage.
Yeah, so you really don't have to add too much. Usually my mom does like to add a little bit of garlic powder. So is this brown enough for you?
I like it a little bit more. I'm going to add my onion into here now.
Yeah.
But as you can see, it's getting nice and crispy, and that's the magic of making this.
Yeah, you get it nice and crispy. It's delicious. So yeah, now we're going to add our onions and let those cook. Now this only took about 5 minutes, not even, to brown up the sausage pretty nice. And so you just want to cook this until the onions get a little bit caramelized.
Okay, as you can see, the sausage is nice and crispy. The onions have started to brown slightly, but they're pretty much translucent. And now I'm going to add our peas.
Yeah, now this is where you would add, if you had frozen peas, you could add those.
Right, now if you add frozen peas, it's going to take a little bit longer for the peas to cook.
Yeah.
This way here, we're going to get this whole dish ready in lickety-split time.
Yeah. And so another thing that we did also is we seasoned our macaroni water with a little bit of salt.
Okay, at this time I'm going to add a little salt in here.
Just a little bit. Salt, brings out, from what I've learned from the various cooking shows that I've been watching lately, salt in small doses is fine for people.
And I'm putting a little bit more pepper. Be careful, because remember, this is hot sausage.
Yeah.
And I'm putting a little bit of garlic powder.
Yeah.
Just to enhance some more of the flavors.
Yeah. So salt in small doses is actually not too bad for you. It actually brings out the flavors of food. So when you use it, I know a lot of people say, salt is bad, but salt in small doses isn't bad for you. Basically, is what I'm getting at, and it really does help enhance the flavor.
All right, now I'm going to add my tomato.
Yeah, now this is actually crushed tomatoes. You can use puree, You can use the whole tomatoes and then just kind of chop it up. But
yeah, the whole tomatoes with the whole juice.
Yeah, with the
and
juice.
Everything.
Now, this is actually a little thicker than we usually have it, but that's all right. Just look how lovely that looks. And you just want to incorporate everything and then let this cook for just a little bit. You might want to usually season and salt the or season the sauce, or just let it go.
Let's let it go because I've already got all the seasoning in there.
So basically, at this point, if you're using canned peas, you just let this come up to a simmer and you leave it be. If you're using frozen peas, you're gonna actually have to let it cook a little longer. But that's all right. At this point, you can probably turn on low, medium. Just let it do its thing, and basically, by this time, your macaroni should be ready to be boiled.
In just a minute. It's not quite boiling yet.
Yeah, so we're going to boil the macaroni, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to put it all together.
Okay, here we are. Our pasta's all set. Put it in our bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to ladle some of our mixture in.
Mm-hmm. Now, what you
Pete
could
and I
do...
were just talking about, he said, gee, this made more than when I used the cut-up tomatoes.
Yeah.
And that's true, because when you're doing whole tomatoes, you're getting maybe 6 or so in a can
Mm-hmm.
with some of the juice.
Mm.
So it looks like it's less. So we actually made more sauce
Than
usual by using crushed tomato.
Yeah. Now,
and as I said, I like the whole tomato in here, but my daughter does not care for it, so we're making something tonight.
A little different, but very similar to what we usually make. Anyways, you can add as much sauce or less sauce depending on how much you want.
Normally you would see, you know, chunks of tomato in here. Instead.
Now, what you could also do is you could top it with a little bit of Parmesan Reggiano.
Yeah, or you could even do cubes of mozzarella or fresh mozzarella on top.
Ooh, yeah, that would be yummy. So that's what this bad boy is. Now it's going to be time.
So now this is all incorporated, and I have enough sauce left over actually.
If you want to make another batch.
Want to make another, maybe not a whole batch, but maybe another ½ pound of macaroni for lunch.
Yeah. Okay, so here is the finished product. Look at that. You got your peas, you got your sausage, you got your sauce and your farfalle, and in there also is some onions. So yeah, let's have a bit. Try to get everything in there. Again, it's very hot. It is good. That's very good. Usually I don't like sausage too hot, but with this, since you're crushing it up and using it like all kinds of just little bits, it's not bad at all. And the peas and the sausage, nice and crunchy, gives it a nice texture. So this has been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
And this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.